Good evening. I'm Tracina Gray with a CTV News update. A severe storm and possible tornado swept through the DMV area last night, downing trees and leaving thousands without power. Keisha Butts has the details.
Maryland is reeling from the effects of last night's storm. This includes Prince George's County, which was under a tornado warning Thursday night. Some roads remained closed due to damage earlier today. The county's Public Works Department says there were several downed trees on 193 and 214. This large tree, which had crews busy this afternoon, caused the shutdown of a busy Route 193 at Desarius Boulevard. Meantime, Bowie's Office of Emergency Management says the city was also hit hard, as almost every neighborhood had storm damage. Here is the scene of a tree that fell on a house in the 14800 block of Kimberwick Drive yesterday afternoon. The Prince George's County Fire Department says the tree fell through the roof into a second-floor bedroom. Officials say no one was injured or home at the time of the incident. In Bowie, Keisha Butts, CTV News.
BGE reports that about 2,000 residents were still without power early this afternoon. Meanwhile, here are the latest COVID-19 numbers. For the first time since the pandemic started, hospitalizations in Maryland have fallen below 100. The state is reporting 97 hospitalizations of the 85 new COVID cases identified by the health department. 19 are in Prince George's County. The positivity rate ticked up slightly and now stands at 0.57%. 2 people have died from COVID-19 since yesterday. Officials continue to urge people to get vaccinated. Earlier today, President Biden expressed concern over the Delta variant and the unvaccinated.
I am concerned that people who have not gotten vaccinated have the capacity to catch the variant and spread the variant to other people who have not been vaccinated. I am not concerned there's going to be a major outbreak, in other words, that we're going to have another epidemic nationwide, but I am concerned lives will be lost.
Maryland ranks 6th in the nation for fully vaccinated individuals. Meanwhile, Prince George's has continually had the highest number of COVID cases in Maryland throughout the pandemic. Yet, State Comptroller Peter Francho's spending work group has found that the county received significantly less funding than other jurisdictions. Francho has expressed concern that the State Department of Commerce distributed less money to Prince George's, despite being the state's second most populous jurisdiction. He also noted that Prince George's had nearly an identical number of applications for rental and small business assistance as Montgomery County, but received half as much in state aid. Baltimore City also received much less funding than its neighbors and Baltimore County. In other news, the county school system is again offering COVID vaccine clinics for local students. Vaccines are being offered for free for children 12 years old and older. Through a partnership with the county health department, the shots will be administered at mobile clinics in the select schools. The clinics will run from July 13th through July 30th. For more information on dates and locations, visit pgcps.org. There is welcome news on the jobs front. Hiring has surged as the nation heads into the second half of the year. The U.S. economy added 850,000 jobs in June, which was above the expectations of many economists. Employment jumped in the leisure and hospitality section with 343,000 jobs. Education employment increased by 230,000, and retail added 67,000 jobs. Still, with that good news, the economy is down 6.8 million jobs from where it was in February of 2020. AAA says more than 47 million Americans will be heading out of town for the 4th of July. In fact, in the DMV area, nearly 1.5 million people will be traveling. That number includes more than 960,000 Marylanders. Now, if you haven't left for your holiday trip yet, the Auto Club says it's best to wait until 10 p.m. The Auto Club also says to expect gridlock on I-270, I-95 in both directions, and the Bay Bridge going eastbound. You're watching CTV News. I'm Tracina Gray. Coming up, loving your natural crown. Stay with us.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Nope, I'm high.
but I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Well, a new documentary tells the history of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the context of racism in America today. Called The Race Epidemic, the film features interviews with various Asian VIPs and other scholars. It also shows how the issue of hate and discrimination has affected the AAPI community at different times.
I think we see a spike in hate crimes. You see people in the major cities, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, of people of Asian descent being attacked. I think there's been just really shocking displays of elderly people being pushed to the ground, people getting punched in the face on the subway or walking the streets. And these aren't isolated incidences. I think, there's people when they're committing these acts, they're saying racial things, racial epithets. They're making people feel very threatened and uncomfortable, obviously. But we've seen that spike, hate crime, that kind of spike in the major cities, but throughout America. So these aren't isolated incidents. There's people tracking these. They say these are record high incidences of this type of hate. It's not these are like new incidents. There's been a history and pattern of discrimination and potentially violence against Asians. So that's what we really try to show, is that there's a historical perspective that I think is part of our history. And by learning about our history, hopefully we can prevent these things from happening.
The Race Epidemic was recently shown at a local film festival. For more information on the film, log on to theracedocumentary.org. The University of Maryland is celebrating Crown Day tomorrow. It marks the anniversary of the Crown Act, which is a law that prohibits race-based hair discrimination. Through a series of pictures and quotes, UMD community members are sharing stories about their hair care journey tomorrow. They are featured in Maryland Today and will be on school social media accounts tomorrow. Director of Communications Natifia Mullins says the Crown Act means a lot to her.
Having Maryland sign the Crown Act was just like a huge acknowledgement that I can't control how my hair comes out of my hair naturally, and an acknowledgement that it shouldn't be too much of a concern for me, and that it doesn't minimize my capabilities, my skill set, or what I'm able to bring to the table because it's natural and it's curly, or it's in braids this week and a twist out in Bantu knots the next week.
It's important that young girls and everyone really sees people who look like me in positions of power or in leadership or in education and all of the career paths that are available, that they realize that your hair choice, your natural hair, will not prevent you from opportunities in your desired career.
For more information, visit today.umd.edu. And a lifelong Prince Georgian has declared her candidacy for County Council. Denise Smith is running for District 6, the seat currently held by Derek Davis. Now, this is a campaign video recently released by Smith, who is currently the communications director for State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy. Smith says her many years of public service qualify her for the job. One of her goals is to focus on small businesses as a way to help the entire community.
This is a good time for our small businesses to grow and develop and build capacity, get access to capital. We build our small business space here and get so that they can get access to those economic opportunities as well. And once our small business community is doing well, everybody does better. We're able to fund the services and programs that our government provides for the community.
Smith will join 4 other candidates for a virtual debate. It's set for July 29th at 6:30 p.m. As for the primary, it's scheduled for June 2022. A state senator from Prince George's is appointed to the University System of Maryland Board of Regents. Governor Larry Hogan selects State Senator Doug Peters for the 21-member board. The Democrat will join 3 others, including former U.S. Attorney Robert Hur. Peters has served District 23 in Annapolis since 2007. The state senator is expected to resign from his legislative seat at the end of the month. Meanwhile, WSSC Water continues to investigate a ransomware cyber attack that happened in late May. The virus, which impacted non-essential business systems, was successfully removed within hours, and officials say water service and quality were not impacted. But it does appear that the ransomware criminals gained access to some internal WSSC files, and the agency says it will notify anyone in writing if their personal ID information was exposed. Those individuals will be offered 5 years of credit monitoring and $1 million in ID theft insurance at no cost to them. Customers with questions can call 1-833-406-2411. Hey, stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Oh, Vanessa, you gonna text her back?
Nope, I'm high. I'm gonna hit the treadmill.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
We need to go meet the guys. I'm lit. Can you drive?
Nope, I'm high. How about they come over?
Where?
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Talbot, Maryland officials ask a court to dismiss a lawsuit that seeks removal of a Confederate monument from the county courthouse in Easton. The Maryland Office of the Public Defender and the Talbot County NAACP filed the lawsuit in May. Plaintiffs and advocates say the statue is racist and unconstitutional and violates the U.S. Constitution's 14th Amendment. The county's motion to dismiss the case says the complaint alleges no specific example of deprivation of due process or equal protection under the law. In other news, 6 MS-13 gang members have been indicted for extorting Maryland businesses. 3 of the suspects were arrested in Prince George's this week. They are Brian Torres, Agustino Rodriguez, and Jorge Chica. Authorities say some of the men threatened and collected payments from beer sellers and brothels. They face up to 20 years in prison if convicted. After contracting COVID-19 last year, a woman puts pen to paper and writes her very first daily devotional book. Bernice Frimpong is the author of Season of Hope and Joy. While quarantining at home, Frimpong began reflecting on life. That's when the idea of the book came about. Through this 27-page devotional book, Frimpong wants to encourage women to find joy through everyday life.
You read it, you get to experience how to basically increase your joy and your hope. You have a hope. You live with, one of my friends, she said she read it in a couple hours. She's like, I could not put it down because it was so straightforward and it's so encouraging. And so when somebody walk away from this book, I want them to walk away with joy, with hope, and with a mindset of saying, each day, I am going to choose something.
The devotional is available online at canvasandcommunion.com. Frimpong says proceeds from the book will go to the Sisters of Ruth Ministry, a Christian-based nonprofit. Hey, let's get a quick check on our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 61. Saturday, showers expected throughout the day with a high near 79. Sunday, Independence Day, sunny with a daytime high near 84 and evening low around 67. Monday, sunny with a high near 88. And now for the community calendar. All county offices will be closed Monday, July 5th in observance of Independence Day. This includes the Animal Services Facility, several landfill and recycling centers, and Prince George's County's 311. All county services, including trash and recycling pickup, will resume Tuesday, July 6th. For more information, visit princegeorgescountymd.gov. And that's all for us. Thanks for watching. I'm Tracina Gray. Have a great holiday weekend. Good night.